Do you remember that day when you were humiliated and you stayed silent? That wasn't weakness. That was the moment after which you learned to keep your mouth shut. Judged, mocked, rejected. And from that point on, you simply learned to swallow it. That was the moment you stopped standing up for yourself. Here's what you need to understand right away. Nobody is born a doormat. You were made into one in childhood. Don't argue. Don't stand out. Don't make mistakes. Be convenient. You're good. Be inconvenient. You get punished. And your brain concludes, silence is safer than fighting back. That conclusion lives in you for years. You don't even notice it. Now let me tell you what you feel every single day, but can't put into words. Adults aren't afraid of conflict. They're afraid of what comes after. Judgment, breakup, loneliness. Hearing that they're too harsh, too demanding, ungrateful. So they stay quiet at work. They don't respond in relationships. They let people who stopped respecting them long ago walk all over them. They give up before they even open their mouths, simply because they're terrified of what others might think. But here's what's worse. The habit of swallowing becomes part of you. You stayed silent. No conflict. You didn't respond. It passed. But every time you swallow disrespect, you teach the people around you, this is how you treat me. Most people don't stay silent because they're weak. They stay silent because it feels safer. Now here's the most important part. This silence has a price. Every time you allow yourself to be treated this way, you become weaker. Not physically, inside. You start doubting your own worth, depending on how others treat you. And one day, other people's disrespect just becomes the norm in your life. I know this, not from books. Since childhood, I've had Tourette syndrome. Tics, sleepless nights. At school, I was bullied so badly, I had to switch to homeschooling. I put up with it for a long time. I thought it was normal, that since I was different, that's just how it had to be. But then came a moment when it hit me. Either I keep allowing this to continue, or I put an end to it. I chose the second. I started going outside, into a yard where no one had ever talked to me. I started training, not in a week, but day by day, little by little. I stopped being someone who could be treated however people wanted. And then something happened, something I never expected. The same people who bullied me ended up reaching out to me. And right there, I understood something that changed everything. Respect never comes from silence. You can't beg for it, sit through enough humiliation to earn it. It only comes when you stop allowing it to be taken from you. Look at what happens next. When a person stops giving up, energy is freed up. Before, it all went into staying quiet, not reacting, not causing problems. Constant tension. When you stop putting up with it, that energy comes back to you. Listen closely, because this doesn't just apply to my story. The same logic works in relationships. You don't respond to disrespect just to avoid being alone, and the person next to you doesn't value you. And the longer you stay silent, the harder it is to stop it. Respect in relationships doesn't start with forgiveness. It starts the second you say no, and you don't take it back. I'm not going to lie and say I have perfect relationships or that I have it all figured out. But I know one thing for sure. People treat you exactly as much as you let them. Now watch what happens next. This is the most important part. I used to train with a coach. Harsh, even cruel. I was afraid to tell him the truth. But I overcame that fear and said, "I don't want to train with you anymore." He was surprised. And then he started treating me with respect. Here's what that moment gave me. As long as you're afraid to tell the truth to someone standing right in front of you, you'll be afraid of it in bigger situations too. In negotiations, in money, in life. Saying enough is a skill, and I started training it right there. And here's the strangest part. People start respecting you exactly when you stop trying to prove you deserve respect. You can't beg for it. It only appears when you stop allowing it to be violated. As long as you stay silent in the face of disrespect, you're afraid of people with money, power, status. It seems like they have the right to treat you that way. But once you stop allowing it, that feeling just disappears. Negotiations stop being scary. Conversations with powerful people stop weighing on you. Other people's disregard stops feeling like a disaster. Freedom doesn't begin where everyone respects you on their own. It begins where you state.
Up silently, waiting for it. And now, the most important thing I've understood over all these years. Are you waiting for the moment when people will start respecting you on their own? It's not coming. Respect comes after you stop giving up, not before. You said, enough. The world didn't collapse. You did it once. The second time was easier. That's how a person is born who can no longer be treated any old way. Are you ready to stop allowing disrespect toward yourself? Then subscribe. Here, I talk about psychology, inner strength, and the decisions that actually change lives. I'm not promising you an easy life, but I promise you this: no one will ever wipe their feet on you again.